And we are back to a show that is not super pressing back to the Lords of Grantham way. We're watching a show that has been on the air, concluded for weeks. Corey, how's it feel? What's going on?
Oh, man, I'm so excited to be back here. I know we got so many suggestions of other shows to watch. And believe me, we take them to heart. We do want to watch all these shows. But we got to pick up where we left off with the Buccaneers. I know there's only a few listeners who really want us to return to the show. And for those listeners, we're here for you. I'm happy. The rest of you, I'm sorry.
I know they had a Summer of the Gilded Age and Downton Abbey 3.
Exactly.
This is for the real dweebs. The real period drama.
The hardcore.
Well, I don't want to say purists because people don't like... The purists don't like shows like The Buccaneers and Bridgerton.
No. And watching the show, I can immediately understand why that's still the case. But we can talk about that in a moment. Dave, how have you been doing?
Good.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good too.
Do we have any news on the fronts of our shows? I mean, there's still a lot of Downton Abbey fallout going on. How's that?
The fallout of the movie has kind of calmed down. There's not been too much going on. The box office shows it's going to land close to where the last film landed in terms of business, which is fine. This is the last one. They're done. But they did reveal that you can now stream it. If you have Amazon, Apple TV, you can pay to stream it at home just 2.5 weeks after it was in theaters. And they also announced the 4K. It is coming out November 11th on Blu-ray and 4K disc, and it will have a commentary with director Simon Curtis and actress Elizabeth McGovern, a couple featurettes.
That's the commentary team?
That's the commentary team, is those two. And there's
strange. Julian can't be bothered to do the commentary?
I don't know what to tell you, man. But there's a few featurettes on there. And then they also announced Downton Abbey, the Ultimate Legacy Collection. All 3 films, all 6 television seasons together for the first time with an elegant 52-page book for packaging, special commentary, sketches, bios, like that's a special feature, photos, and more. And there's only going to be 2,850 copies of it made.
What's the price point on that, do you think?
Your soul?
$250?
No, it's actually currently listed at $145.
That's a good deal. I'm just gonna say,
considering all the content that you're getting, and it's a limited edition, and you only have to give up your soul. That's pretty good. $145.
$140. Because I was definitely like, I don't need that in my life. Mm-hmm. But for $145 with the book and all 3 movies and the whole show and physical,
and there's only 2,850 copies that are going to be made. Apparently,
I don't know. Put 1 or 2 Highclere Castle gins in me, and I might buy that.
It comes with a certificate of authenticity too, Dave. Just so you know,
it's got a COA.
It's got a COA.
Man. I'm gonna 1 Highclere Castle gin, and I'm buying that.
There you go.
I'm dipping in the Patreon fund.
Yeah, I mean, you got a new kid, but you know what? There's priorities of things you got to buy in life.
Hey, look, if the world ends and we have no way of, we have a generator and a portable DVD player, we got to watch Downton Abbey somehow.
We're in business. And you got to raise your son right in terms of exposing him to Downton. And it's got to be in the highest quality possible, which is, this box set. Now, outside of the Downton Abbey sphere, there hasn't been much that's been announced, except for the Season 4 poster has been revealed for Bridgerton. Another show I know that some of our listeners do not care if we watch or talk about, but we do. And it is coming back next year. So this is quite early to get people excited. And the teaser poster doesn't reveal much. It's just the back of the new female lead that's coming to the season. She's holding a mask behind her back. We don't see her face. She's waiting at a balcony. Very basic and simple, just to get people excited that, Bridgerton's still a thing and it's going to come back.
Sure.
Long road until we get there, Dave.
Well, we're going to know a mask is involved, which is a huge plot device.
There is a picture that has been released from episode 1 of season 4 that shows Benedict wearing a mask also. Yeah, so we're going to have
a mask.
He looks like Zorro a little bit. He's dressed in black with a black mask, so I don't know what that entails. Zorro, for those who don't recall, was a TV show from way back and a movie with Antonio Banderas in the 90s. So there you go.
Yeah, well, speaking of things that are for young people might not know, let's flip the coins for things that even us millennials might not know. These Gen Z young ladies in the Buccaneers. Well, they're not technically Gen Z, but they are in real life Gen Z and young.
They're of that age bracket, if you were to classify them by today's standards. The name of the episode is called The Duchess of Tintagel. It's season 2, episode 1. Dave, what were your thoughts putting this back on? Like, how did you feel sinking into something that was not created by Julian Fellows?
I liked it. You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that the Gilded Age has, especially the season 3 of the Gilded Age, is like it's on fire. And this show, I don't want to say this. We're way too early to say whether or not the Buccaneers season 2 is on fire. But the Buccaneers season 2 is a tone that I missed. Like, there's stakes at play immediately. And not to say I forgot those stakes, but they weren't in the front of my mind. So the little recap about Guy Thwart and Lizzie going off to not Lizzie. What's the other sister's name?
Jinny.
Jinny. Yeah, Jinny and Lizzie. Sorry, it's going to be a minute separated.
There's a
now
lot
we
of
got
girls here,
girl.
a lot of characters, yeah.
Running away, I was thinking that, and I guess we can just get right into it. I was thrilled that it picks up immediately where the last season left off.
Yeah, I mean, I had to level set my expectations a little bit because, you know, it does pick up with a real quick pace. You know, we're in the immediate aftermath of last season where her sister's been sent off with Guy to go to safety away from Seedon. But there was a level set of, like, the drama isn't as complicated as it is with Downton or Gilded Age or these characters. Like, we got to take it down a notch. These are young people going through their emotions more than anything. It's not the mechanics of the world that are contorting them into these dramatic situations or anything like that. It's much more streamlined. So the show goes down a lot easier. So just level setting those expectations.
Oh, yeah. My notes are very different than they are for the Gilded Age.
Oh, yeah. They're written in a linear order because I just figured that was fine in terms of keeping track of what's going on with this episode.
Oh, yeah. Usually for Gilded Age, I had 2 full pages of notes for most. This, I don't even have 1 full page.
It's actually just 1 line you have written, like, Nan and Theo are married.
That's it. That's all I need to get the ball rolling. Well, that's all we need to get the ball rolling, so let's start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
What the biggest cliffhanger that left us last season was Tracy, Nan's father, Adam James, our Lords of Grantham stalwart and favorite.
Goat.
He is. We find out that Nan's biological mother is in the castle, and spoiler, surprise, surprise. We kind of assumed this from the casting. It's Leighton Meester.
XOXO Gossip Girl. Dave, what is your relationship to Leighton Meester? I gotta ask.
None. I have no. I went on her IMDb and I was like, I don't think I know her from anything. I mean, I know the name.
Didn't watch Gossip Girl. You didn't watch.
Did not watch Gossip Girl.
Country Strong, the movie with her. You do know the song "Good Girls Go Bad" though, with Cobra Starship.
Yeah. That's okay.
That's her.
But that's not. I have no relationship with that song. I don't care.
You don't have any relationship
about
that was
song.
Prime College. Well, anyways, that's who she is.
I was done with Cobra Starship after the Snakes on the Plane song. So,
okay, all right.
With all due respect.
But she's here, and she is the sister of Patty. And as we...
What a twist. But we didn't know she was the sister.
That's the thing. It's like, wait a second. She's the sister and the mother of Nan?
Tracy's a dirty dog.
It really does, like... It didn't hit me at first, like, wait a second. Patty's sister, Nell, played by Leighton Meester, hooked up with Tracy. So wait a second, this guy...
They play it slow, because at first, you just see the two of them, and I think this is a really great episode. I forgot how magnetic Christina Hendricks is in this show, where you see her and Leighton Meester, and they're like, oh, you're here, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, they know each other. Because season 1, you're kind of led to believe that it's just some kind of woman that they, that Tracy had a thing for, but you don't think, I mean, it's not implied that it's anything deeper than that. and they go full on soap opera, and it is it is Patricia's sister Nell, and it's the way that she says, "Oh, this is your Aunt Nell," and at first you see like Leighton give Hendrix like a look, like uh-oh, and then it kind of sinks in like, oh no, this isn't some like play aunt like How I Met Your Mother, where every parent, character of a certain age is the aunt and uncle to the children being told the story. No, this is literally her sister, which gives Patricia's character a whole new dimension of trauma that makes this divorce that she's been going through with since the end of last season have a lot more heft.
Right, it makes it clearer why she holds Tracy in contempt even more than she does, and it also kind of makes Tracy look like, he was like a likable cad. Now it's like, oh man, he's really trash. But it really complicates the drama from the first season in that, Nan really held it over her mom that she lied to her about being her mom or not. But now, knowing that, it was Patty's sister, it's almost like, did she have a good reason to really hold that from Nan? What was the reason? Because even more, it's like, come on, that's in your family. You should have told Nan, right? Or unless you're just too ashamed of that, I guess.
I mean, I think it's a mix of shame and like destroying the family name, which Jinny did anyway. Like it's been put through the ringer at this point.
Yeah.
Also, age gap between Leighton Meester and Christine Froseth. It's like 9 years.
Wait, you mean Christina Hendricks?
No, Leighton Meester, the show's biological mother of Nan, and Nan
Lord.
is not even 10 years. So
okay, stretching it a little bit that she could be the mom.
Stretching a little bit, but I guess Leighton's playing. Nan is playing much younger. She's supposed to be 19.
Yeah,
and in real life she's 30. So
Nell, though, she wants to be introduced to Nan, and Patty's like, I don't know about that. And when Patty walks over, or when Nan walks over, Patty's immediately like, this is Aunt Nell. You know, you haven't seen her in a minute.
Whoa.
She's back. And Nana's like, yeah, I haven't seen you in like a minute. And they're like, don't worry about how long that's been. She's back now. She's here to celebrate the wedding. That's all good.
And then Nan's like, sorry, I got to go find my husband, and then disappears.
Nan is crashing out. She doesn't know what to do. She's married Theo. As a recap from last season, she hooked up with Guy Thwart the night before. But she's talking to her girls like, did I do the right thing? And they said, no, yeah, you did. You don't want to undo this. You got to protect your sister. You're doing great, And legitimately, within the first 10 minutes of this episode, Nan and the girls are like, we'll take care of you. We got this, Nan. You're married. We're all good. And they have a needle drop for like a pop song. Griff's Last Night Mascara. It's a good song. But it's like, man, they were really just like teen drama. We're here. This is like Buccaneers Gossip Girl. But that is not enough for Nan to get over it. This like power moment of them walking in stride together. 5 minutes later, she's literally hyperventilating and falling apart over the idea.
You know what I think is maybe the missing piece to this crash out, if you will, is her sister's just being carted away because she was abused.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the thing that, and the show gets into it later on, but this whole situation where Nan is upset, and she's just like, I just need to tell everybody that I actually love Guy Thwart, and this was a marriage to save my sister. Mm-hmm. It's like, maybe you should just be thinking about the fact that your sister is on the run from an abusive husband who is
1,000%.
A royal. He's a lord, right? Yeah. He's Lord Seaton.
Yeah.
And if you were telling me that she's walking around this wedding in a haze because she can't think straight because her sister and Guy Thwart are on the run, that'd be fine. But she's just like, I'm in love with Guy Thwart. I don't want to be here right now. And it goes to show you she is indeed 19.
Exactly. That and Yeah, she's overwhelmed by the moment. And it wasn't too far removed from what we see with Gladys in the Gilded Age a little bit, where it's like, you are married for life to this guy unless you want to risk your reputation.
Well, and she's a duchess, just like Gladys.
Yeah, and the whole time, Theo's mom is in Nan's ear like, hey, you agreed to this deal. I'm taking care of your sister. Don't you forget that, okay?
And the Dowager Duchess now is she caught him red-handed in the buff almost in the bedroom the night before the wedding. Mm-hmm. So she's the one who says everything that happened before you said I do is irrelevant and you need to move on.
Yeah.
And Nan is like, no. And I think one thing that keeps happening in this episode is people keep telling, I think Conchita says it at one point, and Nell says it. It says, well, it doesn't help that Theo's a good man and a handsome man. Like, he's easy to look at. And Nan's like, huh.
Yeah.
It's like and I think it's on Nell. So the thing about the show is that it does move at a much more brisk pace than our other shows, and it doesn't really, it repeats beats a lot more than other shows.
To make sure you're not missing anything. So Nan,
at one point, she's crying, and she sees her Aunt Nell, and she just immediately trusts in her. And starts telling her everything.
I mean, sometimes it's like that, where if you have someone in your close proximity in life, you can just tell them everything because you know it's not going to get back to the rest of your crew. It's like we're on good terms. In this case, it's by familial blood. So I'm just going to tell you everything that's going on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they hardly know each other.
She gets her ear, and they're walking around, and she tells her the whole story, and
even says, I hardly know you. You're not my mother.
Oh yeah, but that sends Nell rolling her eyes. And she just keeps saying, I married the wrong man.
Yeah, but she has good advice for her.
Yeah, it says, well, do you regret saving your sister?
Nope.
To which she says, no. So she goes, well, that's a good decision. That's the best decision you made. You saved your sister from...
Learn to love him.
From ruin.
Yeah. So if you learn to love him, it'll work itself out. You know, sounds like marrying a duke isn't that bad of a thing.
No. And Theo doesn't have a lot to do this week. He kind of looms around the wedding. You can see he's a little bit like, where is my wife? Why is my wife, like, dodging me all the time? Mm-hmm. And continue. Yeah, what do you think?
I think we should just continue talking about Nan's thread and just finish off her storyline, just to keep it streamlined here. Because after she has that conversation with Nell, she finds Theo.
Yep.
And they're at the beach again, where they met the first time.
Where they met.
Wasn't he nude the first time they met, or he was shirtless?
I think he was reminiscent of Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. He's got a wet, either shirtless or wet shirt.
Yeah, and so she lies to him because she's like, I had to tell you something, and she doesn't have it in her. She says, this is the best decision I ever made. Cue the crowd going, ugh. And then they have sex on the beach, which again is not healthy. You don't want to know what's getting
in a wedding dress. And I feel, like you got your makeup, you got your hair, you got your outfits on, and this is a wedding. People are probably looking for them.
Oh yeah, and then you're risking a yeast infection or something going on in there, and it just sets up the inevitable, which is she had sex with Guy Fawkes the night before. She had sex with Theo the day after. Who's going to be the baby father? Like and
she's fantasizing about Guy Thwart as she's doing it with her man.
So
Theo.
You don't have someone hook up with two different men within the course of 24 hours in case you don't want to have that plot line show up of who's going to be the baby daddy.
And we love a period drama because there's no Maury. There's no tests that can show. Either this baby's going to come out looking like a white boy like Theo, or he's going to have a little bit of racial ambiguity.
Mm-hmm. And I think just for the rest of this episode with Nan, I mean, she has more conversations with Theo's mother about, like, is there a way to back out of this or anything?
Theo's mom is a saint because Nan is a real pain in the butt to her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, look, just move. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You're fine.
And it's going to be a long time to deal with this. And just finishing off Nan, at some point, Nell's got to go back to America. Patty's going to go back too, and they drop that. It's been 19 years since they had seen Nell there, and that's when Nan goes like, "Wait a second, 19 years." And then she's starting
a little bit of a misdirect. She's like, "Oh, huh."
No, she's starting to put the pieces together. That's her mom.
We'll see. She's gonna figure it out by the end of the season, but just how soon is that?
Right. And so there's this news going on about Jinny missing, and Lord Seaton hasn't been seen either. And so Nan is
because this all happened at the wedding.
Yeah, and I guess we should loop in that we do see Guy and Jinny in the cart and traveling away from where they were. They set up shop in a home by the beach. Looks really nice.
They're calling each other husband and wife just to avoid the drama of it all. Guy's little beard is coming in.
Yeah. It looks like they'll be okay hiding out here. Not clear where they are because it seemed like they went far away, but then the woman who was telling them about their little hostile situation was speaking in an American accent, so I'm just like, how far away could they actually be?
Could be in Newport.
Yeah, right. We'll see about that. I think it's...
But we know the newspapers that they have there are about how Lizzie's on the run. Jinny's on the run.
It looked like Spanish or something like that in terms of the language. I didn't get a good look at it.
Are newspapers really crossing borders like that? I guess I don't know.
Depends on the news, but it's Lord Seaton. So if he goes missing and his bride goes missing too, I could see how that stirs up some drama.
Well, she's the one who's missing in the headlines. He's just crazed.
Right, and so Nan is by the cliffs. It's a murky day, just staring out over them, and then we see a figure creeping up behind her.
Your serial killer vibes,
dude. I know we talked about this guy last year as being a major creep, and they really just leaned into that immediately. Him just like unannounced, nowhere to be seen this whole episode until Nan's alone, and he's literally lurking. He's hunched over and everything, and he's asking her, "Where is she? Where is she?" And she says, "I don't know where she's at, and I ain't about to tell you, bro." And he gets up to her, he puts his hands on her, and she is like, "Get off me, sir."
It's like, I'm a duchess now.
Exactly. And that's why she goes back to Theo's mother to say, "Hey, you need to tell me where Jinny is so I can just know she's safe." And she's like, "Why would I tell you that? If Seaton's threatening you, that would defeat the purpose of everything. Come on,
yep,
dummy."
Well, and then and Seaton does the thing where he's like, "I just need to see her to apologize and set things right." And it's like, bro, enough.
Yeah, you're a freak. We all know what you are. And she even tells him, you abused her. Like,
she was covered in bruises.
Exactly. And so with this all in the news and Seaton looming around, there's a ball coming up that's black and white themed, and they decide you need to steal the show and change the conversation.
That's the thing that, and this was another moment that kind of was confusing to me because the Dowager Duchess, formerly the regular Duchess, has told, well, I guess never the regular Duchess on screen. Theo's mother says, "You have to spend the rest of your life walking behind your husband."
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, this woman knows about infidelity in the relationship and is keeping her abused sister safe. And she says, all you got to do is just like be in the background for the rest of your life, and you're going to be happy and your sister's going to be safe. What does Nan do? She comes showing up like Lady Mary in Downton Abbey 3. She's like, who cares? I'm the stuff. Look at me. I'm hot.
Yeah.
And to me, I thought it was kind of a shots fired at her mother-in-law.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that, but also, trying to take the conversation away from her sister and what's going on there. It's a combination of both. But you are right. She is not going to be held down by being married. She's going to make the conversation about her. And they even do a tacky Love is Blind-esque thing where the music starts pumping in. It's like the conversation is, I'm changing the conversation. It's something like the lyrics are very didactic and telling you exactly what you're supposed to be thinking in this moment. But all I could think is like, this is a black and white party. It's kind of tacky that you're wearing red to it. I know that you become the center of the conversation. It's a nice dress, but come on. Stick to the theme. People would be horrified at this. Like, come on, man.
But we see her all over the newspapers. She is changing the headlines. There's no tell me what happens to your sister, which I guess is kind of what she has to do.
Yeah. People are gasping and everything. And it's just like a girl power moment. It's really forced in this moment. It's like, yeah, it's Nan. She's really strong. It's cool. I mean, good for her. I just don't feel strongly about the character, especially from earlier in this episode where she's just falling apart over a good deed that she did to like be like, I'm strong. By the end of this, it's like, yeah, put on that strong face, Nan. Be the change you want to see. But yeah, good for her. I'm glad though that they're at least dealing with the repercussions of last season though, and they're trying to figure out the way forward. So I'm into it. I'm curious to see where it goes from here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's such an easy show to watch.
Yeah,
that is so hard to like. I know it's some of it's going to be super corny, but some of it's going to be fun.
Well, I mean, some of it's a little obvious too. I mean, aside from like her sleeping with 2 men in 24 hours, that's totally cool. And the baby plotline, it's just so obvious. Lizzie is at the wedding, and she talks to Theo, about being a little out of place, and Theo's asking where Nan is. She's went missing, and they're laughing about parties or whatever. We have never seen these two characters talk at all in the first season. At all. There was no engagement between Theo and Lizzie whatsoever. So if you, and correct me, listeners, if I'm wrong. Call me on this. But there
was no notable interaction
exactly.
at the very least.
And so I strongly doubt they wouldn't be doing this unless they're trying to start something between the two of them in terms of some plot line. Like, why would you have them talking? Because they're making eyes at each other a little bit, and there's a thing where Hector Robinson is the name of the guy across the wedding.
I think Hector Robinson is a power player enough.
Sure.
To dissuade any sort of Theo-Lizzie potential.
Yeah, I'm just curious, do they even need Theo then to introduce this guy? Because theoretically they could just connect without him being in the picture. But he does explain at least who he is.
He's a cool guy. Isn't that a hunk over there you're staring at?
He's got a mustache, doesn't he?
It's like it's cool that you're on the backside of a horribly abusive man taking advantage of you when no one listened to you.
Yeah, exactly. And so
here's Hector Robinson playing with kids. This guy just seems like a standard. Like he's checking all the boxes.
Exactly, and they run into each other later in the episode when Lizzie's walking down the street, and he's there, and he's staying with the Maribels, and he's kicking himself for not asking her for a dance. Mabel's in the window watching them, making faces, and he's like, we should dance sometime. Have a good time. Maybe at the black and white ball. So maybe we'll see in the next episode more of that black and white ball, and they'll be saying, why is your sister wearing red?
I doubt we'll see that because we already saw the newspaper headline from the next day.
It's true.
I'm sure we'll see more of Hector.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, why don't we talk about Mabel since she was in the window there?
Mabel and Honoria?
Yeah, Honoria. Pretty straightforward. They're kind of coming into terms of like, we agreed to be in a relationship. What does this mean? And they pretty much just have a couple conversations about that this episode. Like, hey, I'm ready to do this if you're ready to do this.
Not too much. I mean, we just dealt with Guy Dexter and Tom Barrow and Downton Abbey going through a homosexual relationship in a time where it's not allowed and how they made it work. So
Buccaneers more progressive. And
Buccaneers more progressive, and I feel like maybe I don't think they'll be out, but I think someone's going to find out about them, and it's just a matter of who.
Yeah. There is a little bit of shame though coming Honoria's way, and I wonder if they're going to play into that more, because we do see a little bit more of the Brightlingsea family, so Lord Seaton's mother and Honoria's mother and her husband, we first see them kind of complaining about the wedding, about the noisy fuss of it all, and Lord Brightlingsea, he's ill and he's not up for much. And so they're just like, whatever to that wedding, and those Americans, they're all terrible. And at some point, I think Lord Brightlingsea makes references to like how they used to have fun and flounce around and stuff like that. And she's like, are you teasing me with a good time? And he's like,
nah, not really.
Excuse me, I got a little indigestion.
Give me a little time.
I need to go lay down. And so we get the first sense of sympathy for her, where she's crying to herself a little bit that she wants to get it on with her husband, and he's just like, I got sickness.
You can try.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And later when they're having a family sit down, they shade Honoria for her choices, because I think was Miss Lady Brightlingsea walk in on her last year, or she told her something about it?
No, I think she like walks in potentially.
Yeah. Right.
Like she doesn't see anything, but she it's like a
implied.
You can see that there's some sparks between these two people.
Yeah. And so they need to reality check these two, the Brightlingseas, because we catch up with Conchita and what's her husband's name?
Richard.
They
wanted to go to New York last season. But because Dad is sick, he's about to take over, become the king of the castle, so they're stuck. Mm-hmm. And Conchita's very sympathetic, considering how she was bullied by these people last season. She's like, this is the way of the world. This is what we got roped into.
Yeah, we don't have the money we thought we could to live the life that we want, so we're kind of stuck here. And so that's why they figure to have a sit down with the family and say, like, hey, you got to change your living expenses. And this is like something straight out of Downton Abbey, where they're like, you got to sell your second house, you got to sell the ranch, maybe some of the paintings, and they are horrified at this. And all the Brittlseas
are like, they're basically just saying, okay, we can boot our tenants. And it's like, no, this is it's very Downton Abbey, where it's let's fire the little people, let's get rid of them, and then we'll figure things out. It's like, no.
Yeah, and they're like, we need a drink to deal with this. This is too much to deal with. It's a lot of news going on.
But to do a little flashback, because this is relevant to the scene, we have Conchita walking down the street, she is stopped by the Marrigans, Cora and Cora's mother, Mrs. Marrigan. I don't know if we have a first name for her yet. They are fans of Conchita. They're like, you're Conchita. We obsessed with you. Obsessed with your wedding. Cora over here has a scrapbook of all the awnings and all of the art you used. And Conchita's like, wait a minute, you guys own the rest of the store, Marrigans? And they do this little lingo dance about like, oh, it's the haberdashery and the jeweler, and they say, Mrs. Marrigan says, Cora come here to get matched up with somebody, but we can't find anybody because our name means nothing over here. They just think we're merchants, even though Marrigan's is like Macy's.
Yeah. They don't respect them. It's similar almost to, again, not to invoke other shows, but the Gilded Age, where it's like, Arthur Scott is a pharmacy owner, and they don't seem to respect that, even though it does decent business.
Well, what's our man on the Crown? He's the one who's trying to get in with the royals.
The Porchy?
No, the store guy.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Sorry,
store
it's
guy.
not coming to my head right now.
Yeah. But the idea here
Princess
is that
Diana's potential father-in-law.
Exactly. Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about. That guy. He sucked.
Yeah. We loved him until he didn't.
Until he was a horrible person. But they want to have a marriage plot. They want to marry up their daughter into someone rich and prestigious like Conchita, and they want some advice. And so
so then we flash forward to the Brittlseas, and they say, well, the last time we solved our problems, it's spelled Brightlingsea, but it's pronounced Brittlesea.
Okay.
So we go to them, and the lady said, well, we solved our last problem by marrying off into an American family. Mm-hmm. And you see Conchita just sit there and go, oh, you see it in her face, and then it's like, we got to track down the Marrigans. And sure enough, Conchita is going to take Cora under her wing for a hefty fee from the Marrigan family to put her foot in the door in society.
Mm-hmm. Almost like another parallel, but like the shop owner from Bridgerton, except she's asking to get paid for her work and helping out. Yeah, I mean, good for her. Maybe this will help bring in some money to the Brittlseas, because they need it.
And it brings in a new young person to flash around. Bridgerton loves a new young person in the cast, so
exactly. I was kind of dubious, though, when they first walked on here. I was like, who are these people? Do they actually have money? Because they just seem so happy to see Conchita, and it just seemed like you're up to something here. But maybe it is just to get them married. So, like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And I'm happy to see a story that may not require, like, Conchita just always crying every other episode like she did last season from her family not liking her. This seems like something that would give her a positive spin.
Well, I mean, how long is their father-in-law going to live?
Yeah, he looks rough right now. So we'll see if he sticks around. I think this means we can bounce back to Nell and Patty of it all, because I think we covered the other bases.
Yeah. So there's a few sequences between the two of them over the episode. Mm-hmm. But the one that really is the hammer is when it's during the wedding and Patty walks into a room and there's Nell and she's like, the nerve of you. And she basically unloads and she said, and this is all, this is where it really hits home, where, you were the same age. Well, we find out that she was a year older, so she was 20 when Tracy did this to her.
Yeah.
Seduced her. But Patty basically says, I was, breastfeeding, and I was in pain, and I was just trying to get through the day with a screaming newborn baby. Mm-hmm. And little did I know, in the other room there was celebrations going on between you and my husband. And when I was trying to feed my daughter, you were cracking another bottle of champagne and getting it on and sleeping in his bed. And, oh boy, this is what Christina Hendricks, she is good.
Oh, yeah. She lays into her. But there is some clarity in that, she blamed her more. She admits that she blamed her more than Tracy. But she's kind of come around to, like, well, she did because she expected it of a man. Like, that's what they do. They cheat.
Yeah. They're tempted every day is what she says.
Right. But now she's come around to saying, like, well, you were only a child when that happened. So I get it. I get where you're coming from.
And Nell definitely seems a little tiffed at Patty, saying, like, you waited all this time to get divorced. Like, you waited for your status to get divorced. Like, what was the thing? And regardless of what it is, what's wrong with that? Like, what does Nell expect her sister to do in this situation? Like, she would be in ruin. The whole family would be shot. Like, it seems a little bit like shooting from the hip for Nell to come swinging at Patty like that.
Mm-hmm. I guess she's just got to get her takes off. It's been a while since she saw her sister.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, they have another conversation too, and that's where she says, I had a baby sister before anything. I should have protected her. It's a little bit on me for not being there for you.
I don't blame Patty at all.
It's
knowing what those first few weeks and months of having a baby is like. This is all her putting this on herself. She had a lot going on in her head and her heart. And Tracy should have gotten it earlier in some capacity.
Yeah. But it's funny because, like, this seems to resolve itself pretty fast. And maybe this isn't the end of the story, obviously, but, like, for her to come in and be like, I blame you for all this, and now she's like, but you know what? Tracy's the worst. It's like, okay, all right. They could have milked it for a little bit longer. And she's already telling Nell, like, I want you to become an aunt for the girls. Come to Thanksgiving, We'll
see you at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the matching PJs from Old Navy. We'll do it all. Yeah.
And they don't want to tell the Nell, though, or Nan yet, about her being her mom. It's not, there's too much going on, exactly. And so, yeah, we have the thing where Patty says, I'm going to be leaving. Nell will be leaving too. Mm-hmm. But it's funny. So when they leave, though, they're taking Tracy's ticket to go back, and he's like, "Huh?" Because she's like, "I want a divorce. It's happening, brother. There ain't no way out of this." It's not a joke. He's stuck there, and then that's when they drop the line about 19 years, and this is why I think that Nan picks up the pieces, because she immediately says, Tracy, I'm going to get you a ticket to get out of here too. I don't want you stuff. Exactly, because I don't think she likes the vibes from Tracy right now. Was he faithful to her mom? I don't think so. I think she's piecing it together a little bit.
Well, I mean, she knows that he wasn't faithful to her mom.
Right,
That's
right.
a known thing.
Right. It's just that maybe Nell could be her mom.
Maybe it's not some like drunken hookup at a club, like in any of these other shows. It is an emotional relationship that he preyed upon someone that was in his life.
Yeah. I think that we covered the whole episode, though, Dave.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we got through it in record time. Not that we were trying to rush through it, but yeah.
Good one.
It was solid. Yeah, I'm curious to see where we go from here. I like the efficiency of the episode. Even though it was 50 minutes, it was very brisk in moving through stuff.
Yeah.
I think it also helped that I've been listening to some of the Buccaneers soundtrack because I just heard some more audio cues and I was like, oh, hey, I know this song. Oh, I know this song too. Oh, it's just straight from the Buccaneers soundtrack. There you go.
It's a solid soundtrack. I think the Bridgerton of it all, where they do like the modernized or classicalized version of modern songs, like that's cool. But this is just like whatever. Yeah, I mean, here are our songs.
We didn't mention it, but there's like a scene where they're lighting effigies after the wedding, and they're playing this song from the soundtrack from Madi Diaz. It's Something to Burn. That's really good. Which is Something to Burn is really on the nose when you have a scene with effigies. Pretty bad CGI, but it does match with the moon that guy is looking at, and you get a moment of like, oh, they're all connected. Isn't that sweet?
Sure.
So why don't we get to the power rankings? Sure,
let's do it. Get it started.
Number 3, I got Seaton going down. The guy's still looking for his wife. He doesn't know where she is. Dude looks like a mess. He needs to take a shower.
Sure.
How about you, Dev?
Well, I got the Brittleseas, the elder Brittleseas.
They're my number 2.
They're just struggling to survive. They're very unwilling to make changes, and after a year of abusing their daughter-in-law to just get in line and play the game, she's like, we need to play a different game to stay alive, and they're like, no, and also Lord is dying, so your family meeting was kind of a failure, but you got a girl here who's going to save you, so hopefully they're at her mercy. She's beating them.
They're out of touch and out of time, and that's why I'm having them at number 2 also. So Dave, who's your number 2?
I got Nell at number 2.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because this is still a lot to unpack.
Okay.
This is her first time out. The line about, well, you're not my mother. You see it in her. And I don't believe that our man Theo James, not Theo James, geez, what am I saying? Wrong show.
Yeah.
I was just scrolling the IMDb. Tracy, Adam James.
The actor Adam James.
Maybe they're related. Yeah. He doesn't deserve a spot on this because he has like one scene. So,
yeah,
but
he's barely there.
She's putting together, and she says to Nell at one point, put something in the past and like dance forward and move on. And I think this is kind of the episode where she realizes you can't just move on from your things that you have put behind you. Like, they come back if you don't process them.
Sure.
So.
Well, at number 1 going down, I got Nan.
Okay.
Because she's still in the thick of it. I mean, she may be putting on red and putting on a show, but she's still the one married to Theo and caught up in the events of the night before with Guy and missing him. And so she's still kind of figuring out what her boundaries are with what she can do in this relationship and asking for help from her mom. Nan's got a long way to go to owning her role, I think. I mean, baby steps with her wearing a red dress at this ball, but she's not there.
Well, I got Lord Seaton at number 1 because this guy is unhinged.
Okay, he's only there for one scene also.
But his wife's name is all over the newspaper. He is like the talk of the town.
Sure.
So you feel like this guy his sequence is like a horror movie. It's like basically like if Jason shows up to shake Nan by the shoulders.
It's unclear like the timeline of this episode too, because as much as we saw the day after and the wedding day, I mean the newspapers already have wind that she's missing. So like how long had she been missing before they're like, hey, front page news? Like,
well, I mean, I bet it would be immediately. I bet it would be a report. It wouldn't be like, hey, where did she go? I bet Lord Seaton is calling the press saying,
could be him, yeah.
We need to do that. We need to find them now.
Yeah. Well, Dave, who's going up?
Well, number 3, I got Patty.
Okay, sure.
She's got the same sort of gusto she had last season, and I think she has a lot of maturity. Like, has the upper hand going into this surprise return from Nell, and I think that she sort of takes her under her shoulder and says, like, no, we gotta smooth this over. I want you to be in my daughter's lives, and also, Tracy, continue to kick rocks, and also, I'm so proud of my daughter, and that's it. And she's a powerhouse performer too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got Conchita at number 3. She's finding a way to make some money for her family, and that's training a woman to become, a bride-to-be one day. So good for her with her cleverness. And also I liked her in that moment of telling the family, like, hey, you're losing money. This is what you got to do to save yourselves. This is, very Tom Branson-esque, the American coming in to tell the Brit, well, he's Irish, I'm sorry. The out-of-towner telling them, like, hey, you got to get your act together. So good for her. It's standing up to them real strong this episode.
Well, at number 2, contrary to what you said, I think Nan leaves this episode pretty high.
Okay.
I think she's so conflicted going into the wedding. I think she's learning to cope, which is something that a lot of these people in these period dramas have to figure out how to do. Mm-hmm. And we see it in Gilded Age with Gladys marrying the Duke. It's implied between Robert and Cora and Downton Abbey that they just had to fall in love over time. And I think Nan, she might be thinking about Guy Thwart, but there's that line told to her that says, you made the best decision, and you need to be proud of that and not regret it. And I think once that sort of sinks in, she stops complaining to everybody. And I think that, there's still a chance. I think her and Theo are going to have a turning point.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Well, I got Patricia at number 2.
Okay, yeah.
She cuts that promo on her sister and says, like, you slept with my husband while I was raising a child. But then she has the wherewithal to say, I forgive you. And Tracy, I still want a divorce. It's great. Mm-hmm. So, good on her.
Well, number 1, I got, what's the last name? I got Cora Merrigan.
Really?
She's coming in and she says, I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm just a merchant. I came all the way overseas. This is not some cheap trip. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for a man, and I'm not having any opportunity. And then by the end of the episode, she's at a party with Conchita as a guest. She's in. I think she started from the bottom. Now she's here.
I need to see more of her. Just showing up doesn't do anything for me. But okay,
she was set up. She showed up and got set up.
Okay, good for her, I guess. Well, I got Nell at number 1, Dave. I'm sorry. As much as you said she was going down, I got her going up. She shows up out of nowhere and immediately just inserts herself into the plot line saying, where's my daughter? I should be good with her. And literally undoes 19 years of trauma within one episode where it's just
who's to say? You want to say you got to wait to see how things unpack.
That's true.
We definitely need to see how that unpacks.
But the fact that Patty's already eating crow and saying, like, you know what, I blame Tracy, that's a big win for her. And I also think the advice that she gives to Nan, as much as she may not follow it, that she's still stuck in her past, I think it resonates with Nan, though, to try and move forward, and it does help her in some way. So I do think it has some effect. So
she basically says Hakuna Matata, just no worries for the rest of your days.
Exactly. So, yeah, I got big ups on Nell. I'm buying stock early on her.
Okay, I'm buying stock on Cora.
Okay,
and it's a good name. It's a
really
proven name in the Lords of Grantham lore. So
there you go. Well, that wraps it this week for us talking the Buccaneers. We'll be back to talk episode 2 shortly. Dave, have you been watching anything else?
Well, I got a text the other day asking if I wanted to go to see a band that had a sold-out community show, and it's a band that has been in the Lords of Grantham wheelhouse for years. So I got it right up and close and personal to hear it's the Spin Doctors.
This is your first time, Dave?
So, this first time I've seen them, yeah.
Wow. How was it?
It was great. So I mean, back when we were doing The Crown, I think it was one of the Diana seasons. Offhandedly, we said something about, there was like, we wanted the song for the episode to be Two Princes because we got the two sons. Mm-hmm. And then there was another song that became more obvious. And then I just said, I'm going to throw it at the end of the episode. And since then, it's been at the end of every episode of this show. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, hey, I know it's a Sunday night. We got the baby. I'm going to have to drive like 45 minutes to the show. Mm-hmm. But I think I got to do it just to like be able to say that I went and saw the Spin Doctors.
Yeah.
Play a great song at Two Princes, but also a song that is in the podcast lore at this point. We've had one of our friends in the Lords of Grantham Lounge say, I was at the grocery store and I heard the song from the end of the podcast on the radio at the grocery store. And it's like, that's the Spin Doctors, Two Princes.
You know, the irony
it's a great song.
It is. The irony is, David,
so now I think I can insert my live video at the end of the episode. So now we will no longer get dinged by Spotify.
We never got dinged for it, actually.
They always say, like, this is a song you use.
Right, but not that one.
Mm-hmm. So one of them we get pretty much consistent. I think YouTube might always say Spin Doctors is in every episode.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to have our own Spin Doctor.
But the performance was good, Dave?
Great. Really tight.
Okay.
Worth the price of admission for sure for me.
They did.
But I would say I would spend $40 to see the Spin Doctors.
Okay.
And they only played for 50 minutes. It was great.
So you just hear that, Little Miss, and then a few other songs, and you're good.
Jimmy Olsen Blues.
There you go. The irony is, Dave, I did not know you had that song at the end of the podcast for years because I never listened to our episodes like
all
front to back.
Yeah.
Live them. It was just like one day I was listening. I was like, does he do this with all the episodes? And then it was like, apparently. Who knew?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Good for you, Dave.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Yeah.
What about you, Corey? You watch anything good?
Nothing significant. Just the Golden Bachelor is back, and I was talking to you on Sunday about this. Not feeling good vibes.
I'm going to turn it on as soon as we're done here. So.
Not feeling good vibes about this Golden Bachelor.
Okay.
I don't think he's in it for a wife. I think he's just in it for the fun of it all. I don't trust this man's heart. He was on a podcast.
Wow, what did your mom think about it?
She thinks he's a dog. He was on a podcast earlier this summer saying how, he only wants a woman between ages 45 to age 60. Meanwhile, this guy walks with a hitch in his step. It's like, who are you to say you need a younger woman, sir? And he's already openly making out with women and not feeling them. Not feeling them. So we'll see.
Well, let's see how. Yeah, let's give it a couple weeks.
Yep, exactly. So we'll catch up on that and more next time on the pod. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this, please leave a 5-star rating review. Anywhere where you listen to our podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all over the place. You can follow us at Lords Grantham on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up at lordsgrantham@gmail.com. And you can also sign up for our Patreon, where we have a Facebook lounge that you can join and get some bonus content on the side. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time on the pod.